Hi everybody. So I'm going to talk about reframing the things that trigger us, trigger our subconscious, and have probably caused limbic system trauma loops. When we have traumatic events in our lives, that's when the limbic system kicks in. That's what its job is, to keep us safe, if we need fight or flight response. And the response is necessary in many situations, but what happens is the limbic system remembers the emotion attached to it. And so it forms these neural connections that we have no control over. And so we don't realize that even if consciously we aren't thinking about something, subconsciously it can get put in a trauma loop. I'll give you an example from my own life. So my son had a very traumatic birth, and I won't go into details because I don't want to trigger anybody here. But basically, afterwards, I had to do a lot of research to help keep him healthy. So I started researching organic food versus regular, pesticides, chemicals, toxins, and I know that deep down, it's something that's helpful. Consciously, I still believe in living a life as free of toxins as we possibly can. But what I didn't realize I was doing was obsessing over something, and then I was creating these trauma loops in my mind. I developed my chronic illness for many different reasons, but I know now that this has been a contributing factor. And the reason that I know that is because that gut feeling that I get when I look at a food label and it's not organic, when I realize that a shampoo has something toxic in it, when I watch the people outside spraying pesticides on the lawn. If you think about it, the way our brain works is the more you tell it something, the more it registers that and the emotion connected to it. So my limbic system went into this trauma loop, and every single time, even if I'm not consciously thinking about it, that I'm exposed or I see something written about something that I have told myself all those years when I was trying to help my son was toxic, it remembers that time and it experiences it more quickly because now it's something that it's learned. Think about when you learn anything like a new language or you're learning a new job for work. At first, it might take you a little while to remember how to do something, but after a while, you know how to do whatever that task is, or you know the information fairly quickly. Well, that's just how our brains work. And so the limbic system, part of the brain, is the same way. So it takes much less of a trigger for it to start to give us those reactions. The trigger might not even be being exposed to it anymore. So think of something kind of related to this, maybe like a phobia. The person could think about something like maybe with arachnophobia, think about a spider, and you get that gut reaction of that fear. Well, it turned into the same thing for me. And so all the problems that I have with food, all the problems that I have with exposures to things that other people all around me are completely fine with, it's because they don't have that associated trauma loop in there. Their brain doesn't remember this strong negative emotion connected to it. So what I'm trying to do now, among all the visualizations and limbic system retraining, is I am trying my best to reframe the way that I consciously react to things so that I can flood my subconscious with the new version of it. Now, I'm not saying that living a toxic life is okay, and I'm not saying that I'm promoting, toxins and poisons and things like that, but the definition of healthy has so many different meanings. And if my mind isn't healthy and I'm being triggered with the things that, people in everyday life usually aren't, there's obviously something wrong going on. So I need to reframe that. I need to make the choices to live the healthiest life possible while also being mindful and being realistic in the life that we live in. One of the things I'm doing today, since it's such a nice day out, is I'm walking on the grass. And I know that this grass, since I live in an HOA, I have no control over what they do to it. They spray pesticides on it. They just do. Am I promoting walking in pesticides and poisons? Absolutely not. I live my life as clear of toxins as I can. We still eat pretty much all organic when we can. I only buy non-toxic household goods as much as I possibly can. So we're doing the best we can in this situation. But think about this, I have no control over it. So I can either let myself get sicker because of something I don't have control of, or I can take as much control over it as possible and reframe it. And that's what I'm choosing to do. The way I'm choosing to reframe it is knowing consciously that I try to live as non-toxic as possible. It is okay for me to take a walk in this grass. And to be honest with you, it's more than okay. It's actually good for me in many ways. I'm going to choose to believe that the benefits of this outweigh the negatives of the toxins that are in the grass. Here are some of the benefits. I'm getting vitamin D from the sun. I'm getting energy from the earth. And with every single step in the grass, I can picture this grounding energy rising up into my body. I can take these mindful moments and I can feel the soft grass under my feet. When I visualize this, when I picture it, it is giving a new emotion to the thought of being in this kind of environment. I don't have to agree with the pesticides that are sprayed on here. I don't have to spend every waking moment and rolling around in it. But I can feel safe in this environment right now. I can make that choice, and I can make the choice to keep reframing it in my mind so that my subconscious and my limbic system takes that positive emotion, the healing feeling, and associates it with this now. Because what's more important than trying to control every single toxin and every single thing is me getting better. It's my health, and it's your health. And so we have to pick our battles, and we have to reframe things. It's kind of similar to exposure therapy. When I talked before about arachnophobia or any kind of phobia, it's kind of similar when you think about it. You know, they start treatments like that out as, saying the word, then maybe showing a picture, then possibly the person being in the room with it, and, so forth and so forth, until they can maybe hold whatever the thing is that they're scared about. So it's similar to this. I'm not a medical doctor, and I can't give you real medical advice, so always seek that from a doctor, so that you're making sure that you're not doing anything dangerous. But just personally, what has helped me is staying in a zone where I feel like I'm not overexposing myself. So I'll give the phobia example again. If somebody's afraid of something, the first step wouldn't be to throw it in their face. It would be to think about it simply. And that's kind of how to go about this, I believe, anyway, and that's something that's helped me. I think about it rationally first. I make the conscious decision, and then I choose consciously to think about it in a different way. And so I really hope that this has helped you. This can be used for so many different aspects of our lives. And again, we can weigh what portions of our lives are going to benefit us more and weigh, what's going to harm us. I know that my limbic system and my brain are having trouble because everybody else around me and all these houses, family members, they would think nothing of walking in this grass. And so that's what I need to retrain my brain to think, so that this trauma loop starts fading away and the neurons start to rewire. And that settles my whole nervous system. And the nervous system controls so many functions in our bodies. I'll write in the description some of the functions so that you can read it on your own time. Please let me know in the comments how you think you can use this information. And, you know, it means so much to me that all of you are here. Please share this with anybody that you think could need it. A reminder that we don't really know what people are going through. So even if we don't think somebody needs it, chances are something on this page could help somebody else. So I really appreciate you spreading the word and helping to make this world, you know, a better place where more of us can feel healthy and normal and give our nervous systems a break so that we can be our best selves. And I truly believe that each and every one of us, you watching this right now, we got this. Seriously, you have a place here. You have support. Thank you so much.
Just a quick reminder to everybody that I am not a medical professional in any way. This is a log of my personal journey, and I share information that I think could help you personally. So please, any advice that you take from this video or any of the videos on this page, make sure that you talk to a qualified medical practitioner. I want to make sure that we all stay as safe and healthy as possible.